What is up, my friends? Back again with another video for you guys. Just want to touch base today. I had some stuff I was thinking about that I wanted to get through into a video. Some thoughts that I wanted to kind of streamline of some things that I've seen this week, and just some stuff I was thinking about. This weekend was really cool. I'm not sure where, obviously you guys are from everywhere, but if anybody's in the Northeast, we had a crazy heat wave this weekend. I mean, on Saturday it was like a heat index of like 109, 110 here in Massachusetts, and that's like unheard of for around here. The humidity was like near like 80, 90%. I mean, it was disgusting out. Sarah and I had a wedding on Saturday in this heat, and honestly, it was the hottest I've ever been on a wedding ever. I mean, we've had some really hot weddings over the summers, but this was absolutely crazy. It was insane. So I learned a lot. We were actually unable to consistently do the family formals and all the wedding party stuff just straight off. We had to break it into chunks, and actually we could only be outside for like 10 to 15 minutes at a time, and then having to go inside for like 20 minutes to cool down. It was that hot. It really put a big stress on the day. I learned a lot actually about, like, you know, or just it reminded me of how important it is to really think on your toes during weddings and to go with the flow. You know, one of the things that was happening was the bride was obviously getting like really upset. She was getting, you could visually stressed out. You could tell that she was worried if we were going to get all the pictures and if everything was going to go okay before the ceremony, because what happened was we did a first look, and then after the first look, the plan was we were going to do first look, a couple portraits, go into all the family formals, and then get all the wedding party stuff, and then, you know, go on to the ceremony. So she was worried that I was going to bump into that, and me and Sarah had to think on our toes. We got everything done, but we had to break up, like I said, the whole flow of it, only like 10-15 minutes outside because everyone was sweating so bad. I mean, literally in between every single shot and family arrangement, we had like somebody standing on the side with wet rags coming to like get everybody could just, you know, wipe their faces and just kind of cool off for a second. It was that bad. The ceremony, thank God, by the time the ceremony came in, it started at 5, and the sun had moved behind a cloud. Thank God, like a huge cloud for the ceremony. So that would have been an absolute nightmare. It did peak out a couple of times, which is actually good because I got some really cool like sun flare when they were like doing their vows and stuff. But yeah, it was really borderline unbearable. So I learned a lot about the stress, you know, or, you know, I don't want to say I learned a lot because I've been in these situations before, but it reminded me because we've really had a string of really easy weddings lately. Stuff has been really laid back. The brides have been totally cool. We've had good weather, barely any rain. So it just reminded me about, you know, staying calm and cool, and honestly like being that kind of like cool person, calm person in the storm for these brides, because they're going to get upset. They're going to wonder if you have the timeline and everything under control, and they're not going to want to think about anything. So, you know, you just got to make sure that you're the one saying, hey, everything's cool. We got it. Don't worry about it. Just try and enjoy the day as much as possible. But yeah, that was what we did this weekend. But basically, the reason why I wanted to talk about this video, I think I'm going to start doing a Sunday video every week just to talk about like a reminder for the week coming up for you guys and for myself, honestly, about you know, staying creative, pursuing new ideas, getting active with really, you know, learning your gear and in maximizing the stuff you have, and finding new ways to break through like any type of creative barrier or plateau. Because, you know, it's the start of a new week, and we should all be focusing on our craft coming up. You know, in the new week, we need to start new and fresh and come into things with like our eyes, like, you know, ready to be like focused on something new. You know, the reason why I started thinking about this is because I saw the video. So I don't follow Jared Polin, or I'm not a subscriber to his channel, but for some reason I got a notification on my phone that he had posted a new video about the new Sony that was out. And so I flipped on, I watched the video, and it was just, you know, I sat there, and all I could think about the whole time that he's talking about this video or this new camera is how much of a shit show the photography genre of YouTube is. It's literally all about trying to sell you something new. If you look online, anytime one of these new cameras or one of these new lenses or something is released, it's just blasted all over the place. And it's like, did Sony crush Nikon? And is Canon all of a sudden on top? Or, do you need this or that? It's all about selling us a product. Like, literally, these companies are just trying to just fleece us out of as much money as possible. And we're forgetting about the fact that photography is not about gear. It's all about your vision and connecting with clients or connecting with whatever subject you're shooting and bringing something new into the world. It's not they're trying to sell us product after product after product and get us in that gear acquisition syndrome, and it literally is it's like almost like mind control. I mean, because I really, during wedding season, I'm very focused. Me and Sarah are very focused on what we're doing. We're not talking about getting new gear. What we're talking about all the time is maximizing what we have and coming up with new creative ideas. So I don't go on YouTube and look at new stuff. I don't go on eBay and search around, look at all the gear lust cameras and all these new lenses that are out or stuff that I could get. I'm not on that constantly. And I haven't done it for a while. But as soon as I watch that video from Jared Polin, I'm all of a sudden I get this. I'm like, wow, that Sony looks unbelievable. And then I find myself on eBay scrolling around looking at lenses and just ways to spend money. And I stop myself and I'm like, this is absolutely ridiculous. I have all the lenses I need. I have all the cameras I need. Everything in terms of gear is fine. Everything is. I have plenty of blank canvases for me to create new things. So I just want us to be able to, on Sundays, kind of recalibrate, retool, and then just, us to be able to focus on new techniques that come up during the week, and us to, ways that we can break through. So, one thing that I did recently that I think is a really good idea that you guys should try is I went to the local arts and crafts store. We got a Michael's around the corner, and I just took a stroll through and just kind of walked through all the aisles. And that place is really cool because they have all these different crafts and things that people, artists go in there to make, different things, painting and all that stuff. But they have decorating, little trinkets and statues and all that stuff. And I found this really cool cutout of it's like a heart, but then inside the heart it's like a piece of wood probably this big, and then inside is a keyhole. It's probably 4 inches tall and 3 inches wide, and so it's like a cutout and there's a keyhole. So I had the idea, I'm going to try and use it on one of our next weddings. I'm going to shoot through it, kind of framing it of a keyhole, so you're kind of looking through a door almost. It'll give you that perspective. You can see the bride maybe getting ready or something, looking through the keyhole. It's just an idea that I had, and the point is you can go through these arts and crafts stores and just look for things that are gonna kind of spark your creativity. Oh, I can use this kind of cool thing. I could shoot through this rhinestone thing and get a glare, or use it. They have little lights and just different things to kind of get your creativity going. When Sarah and I come up with new ideas for shoots, we rarely do more than 2 or maybe 3 ideas, creative ideas that we're okay, we sit around, we brainstorm, and then we come up with a couple ideas, and we're all right, let's just try this. It's not we want to make a list of all of these shots we want to get. It's just a couple different ideas to get the creativity flowing. And so that's one good way that you guys can do it. You go through the arts and crafts store, just take a stroll around, see what you see. There's all different types of things that you guys can use to make a cool photo. And really all you need is just one idea, and then the ideas, and I've found the creativity builds off that. So guys, don't spend this week looking at gear reviews. Don't spend this week looking at new lenses or new things you need to buy. Spend this week thinking about one new technique that you want to use. Something that is going to get your photos to the next level. I mean, and it doesn't need to be from 0 to 100 level. It's just, photography is about incremental, small steps in getting better over the years. But, being very involved, deeply connected to your work, which is, that is the way that you're really going to never stop enjoying this and never get bored with it. So I just want you guys to think about that. These Sundays, it's good to really reflect on like what type of photographer you want to be, where you want to be in this game, a year, 2 year, 5 years down the road. And I say this a lot, and you guys have heard me a million times say this, but it's so important to really be authentic with your work and not try and follow anybody else, to do things that are different and really connect with what interests you, because there's a reason why everybody has a different personality. I mean, there's nobody like you in this world, and nobody sees the world exactly like you. You have a unique perspective. And when you are taking in everybody else's ideas and just being like, oh, that person's better than me, so let me like look at theirs and figure out how they do it, you're robbing the world of a unique perspective. So you need to just follow the things that interest you, not take in external, ideas about, things you need to buy to make yourself better or people's work you need to emulate. But you need to just follow your curiosity, because you have something unique to give to the world, and that might need to be developed, but I promise you that it will develop if you follow it in an authentic way. The thing is, nowadays there's so much fakeness out there. Everybody is trying to be something else. Nobody wants to be just who they are and put out authentic work. And you know what? In reality, the world is starving for truth. The world is starving for truth. And everybody out there on the internet, that's what they're missing. They're missing that, or people creating content, out there on the internet is they're trying to be something else other than what they are. You need to be yourself, and you need to have work that's true and authentic. And it doesn't matter about how, flashy your techniques are or anything like that. All that stuff can come as you master your gear. But your true message and the way that you connect with your clients and you bring something into the world that's authentic and true, it will create an audience and people will connect with it over time. But you just have to be authentic. I mean, it sounds cheesy, but it's the truth. Like, I would rather be a photographer who's doing something different and real and have way less of a following than somebody who's just biting somebody else's style and got giant off that, because it's not real and there's no substance to it. And I know that when I go out and we do, me and Sarah, we work great together, and we have a perspective and way of working. I mean, like this last wedding, we tried a new reception lighting thing that we're kind of developing, and I kind of thought it up on the fly out there, and then I was like, hey honey, I was like, you should, let's try this. And she was doing she had the trigger going with a couple different off-camera flashes, and I had one that was on the top of the camera, but it was on camera, but I was just doing a few different things with my settings. And then we, on the fly, as the wedding was unfolding, we were trying new techniques. We're doing it together and coming up with new ideas. That's how you create something great, something that's going to stand the test of time and stand away from your competition. I've said this before also. You don't want to compete on price, because if there's 50 different photographers that all can pretty much do the same work, then the people who are going to go after them are just the ones that are going to look for the lowest price. But if you are truly different, this price is a secondary thing. So I just want you guys to remember that stuff. I'm kind of rambling on here today. Hopefully you guys got something out of this. But I think I'm going to start doing a Sunday connect with you guys, and we could just talk about, starting the week fresh with some new creative ideas. I'll give you guys some more tips on things I think you can use to get that creativity flowing. And then we could just kind of go from there. Also, if you guys want to see, I posted a bunch of shots from the wedding on Saturday. If you guys want to check them out, I used 2 lenses the whole day. I used the 58 Nikkor 58 1.4 and the Sigma 24 1.4 the whole wedding. That's all I used. And Sarah was on the 85 and the 35. But yeah, that's, if you guys want to go see that, check out my Instagram. It's on the Monochrome Memoirs on Instagram, and also Perla Images on Instagram. I'll put the links in the description. So I hope you guys have a great week, and let me know what you think about this video. If you guys think I should do these Sunday, creativity boost, refocus on a work type deal. So yeah, till the next video, guys.